Om Sri Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Voice of God, Volume 1. Main title Vedic Religion. Chapter 37. Minimum Remedy. Whether the present social order completely changes or not, whether it can be changed or not, we should ensure that a large group of people who have for their living only protection of Vedas exist all the time. I am not saying this because there should be a Brahmin Jati. A Jati which lives only for its selfish ends need not exist. It has to exist for the good of the world. The Veda Shabdas have appeared only for the good of the world. I say that only if Veda Shabdas exist, all the world will be happy. This is why I say at least in future there should be no Brahmin who does not know the Vedas. I say that the only remedy for all these ills is for the Brahmins to return to the Veda Margam, the Vedic way. I am putting forth a minimum demand. If the present generation of Brahmins does not have the courage or the spirit of sacrifice, it does not matter. Even if you cannot turn to Veda Adhyayana, you should at least turn your children to it. I say that in the next generation there should be no Brahmin who does not know the Vedas, and that you should strive towards that end. Even after so much bad experience in the secular way of life, if you think, oh no, should we send our children to the mere orthodox way of life? And if you think that your children also should follow the way of life which you think is happy, I will come down one step further. Even if you give your children the present education and send them to jobs instead of taking up the Veda Rakshana for a living, it does not matter. Even when they are studying the modern way, perform the Upanayanam within 8 years, and then for the next 10 years, make arrangement for them to do Veda Adhyayanam for 1 hour daily. I say, do this at least. This arrangement could be made for every child in a Brahmin family. Presently, teachers will not be available to teach the children individually in each house. We are in that sad state. Because of this, and also keeping in view other economic aspects, organize Veda classes in a common place in every center of the town. Since this is done on a cooperative basis, even children from poor families who do not have the means will be able to have education in Vedas. By learning little by little over a period of 10 years, not only will he memorize the mantra sections but also the prayogam. That is, they will be able to do by themselves Vedic rituals like Upakarma and help others in doing them. The reason why I talk of prayogam is because only if they can perform the Vedic rituals by themselves, they can manage, even if in the future there is no separate group of people taking to Purohitam as a profession. This arrangement becomes necessary because we have reached a stage when it is asked, how can our children be left to take exclusively to Purohitam as a profession? All people should wholeheartedly come forward and endeavor to ensure that the Veda Shabdas permanently remain in the world. This is for the entire society, not alone for the Brahmin Jati. Not only that, this is a duty you have to discharge not only for the welfare of all the Jatis in India, but of the entire living beings all over the world. That is the divine duty also. This must be done not only as a duty to those of the present generation, but also to avoid the sin of acting against the future generation. Some people may think, even now nobody attaches any importance to Vedas. Who is going to worry about it in the future? What is the good of making so much effort now for this? I don't think so. When a wheel rotates, what is at the bottom will have to move to the top, and what goes up has to come down. Since the devil dance of the ultra modern civilization is at its peak, it has to come down. As time passes, after we have fully experienced it, we will learn that there is no satisfaction in this, and in reality, we have created trouble for ourselves. The example of America alone is enough. People have come to feel that they are not happy and are in a state in which there is a feeling of nothingness. They want to free themselves from the restlessness that has been created by the experience of modern ways of enjoyment and are struggling to forget them and live. The intelligent among them are taking to Vedanta, yoga, bhajans, etc. Others too feel that so long as sensual pleasures are forgotten, it is good, and they resort to tranquilizers and remain in a state of induced sleep. This situation can arise in our country also. So long as there is something in the secular ways of enjoyment still to be experienced, people will run after it. Finally, after experiencing it, it will be known that this also is ephemeral and cannot be retained permanently. When this is realized, people are bound to turn to spirituality, which gives permanent happiness. When they come to think that the old orthodox way, which gave peace to the society, should be fully adopted again, and they find scope for them for Veda Adhyayana, if we of the present generation have cut off the chain, is it not betrayal? It may be said, what does it matter? Are there not so many books? Are there not volumes and volumes of books published after much research of Veda mantras, yajnas, etc., both by our people and by foreigners? Future generations can learn from these books. I have to reply to this. Apart from this, there is a big question which is fundamental. Till now, I have not replied that question. I have to state that too. The question is, what is meant by the statement that Veda Shabdas will protect the world? Mantras mean some sounds. They are all in the form of several words. Those words must carry meaning. Such meanings may reflect high thoughts. Even if it is so, the meanings can be understood by reading. Why should a separate group of people go on repeating orally the Vedas throughout their lifetime? If it is suggested that just for repeating Vedas this way, what for? If the Vedas are not to lose their meanings, there are books. There is no need to have a hereditary jati just to protect what are in the books. Everybody can study the books and understand the philosophy. But without spelling out the meanings of Vedas, why is it said that there should be no change in the method followed all along for the Veda Shabdas, and that there should be a group to protect them by oral recitation? These questions need to be answered. Om Sri Mahaperiyava Sharanam. Jai Jai Shankara. Hara Hara Shankara.